Okay, looks like we've got everything set up here. Let me dump the volume on the Commodore here, and welcome to the first video supplement for Sprite Castle. Now, Sprite Castle is an audio podcast. This is very confusing because Sprite Castle started as a video podcast, then it moved to audio. Now it's an audio podcast with videos. So, what the people want, the people get. So this is the first supplement gameplay video, if you will, to go with the latest episode number 30 of Sprite Castle. I won't be going into all the details of the game. This week's game is Sword of Fargoal, but I will do a quick playthrough, not the whole thing, because I've been playing it for about 30 years and haven't beat it yet, so probably today won't be the day. I did initially play this the other day as a test, and the game ran on for about 2 hours. So we'll definitely stop it before that. I'm shooting for about 10 to 15 minutes here. So I'm going to go ahead and double click and launch Sword of Fargoal. This was, as you can see right here, written by Jeff McCord, originally for the Commodore PET, and then ported to the VIC-20 after Epyx offered him some money, and then eventually to the Commodore 64, which is what we're playing today. As you can see, when you fire up the game, you have these your statistics, and this is your inventory. You better pay attention because the game does not show your inventory. There's no way to view this while you're playing. You only see it in between levels. And the reason for this long pause as the game starts and in between each level is that it is randomly generating the next level, which is good and bad. It can actually generate levels that can't be completed, and so if that happens, then you can actually go up a level in the dungeon and then back down, or vice versa, and it will regenerate another version of the level. So, welcome to Sword of Fargoal. There's a few things I want to talk about here. First of all, well, that's money. Let's get money. Gold is not worth anything in the... you can't buy anything with gold, I should say. Gold is basically traded for experience points at temples, and there is a temple on every level. We have this simulated version of a limited depth of field. You can see we have a 3x3 grid. Oh, a gargoyle. Well, let's talk about fighting. Fighting is done by moving on top of someone. Oh, I'm maybe dead already. Yes, I'm negative hit points. So there's a few things that happen there. Number one, I went negative, so technically I should have been dead. However, the game will automatically use a healing potion if you have one, which you start off with one. So it applied my healing potion, and that's why my game is not over. If I didn't have a healing potion just now, the game would have already been over. So welcome to Sword of Fargoal, where action happens fast. There is no technique involved in fighting. You just stand on top of people. Let's see if I killed that guy. Now, if you have the initiative, meaning you move on top of another monster, then you can also hop off and run away and abort the fight. If a monster attacks you, you cannot end a fight, and you will fight to the death. And especially on the lower levels, that can be deadly. Okay, now, so what happened right there is the game paused for just a moment, and when it paused, the monster moved on top of me, and I was not, so he had the advantage there. Now, there's a lot of gold here, but another thing you're going to see very shortly here, right now, is that you can only carry 100 gold pieces at a time. So what you've done there is you buried it in the dungeon, and we can come back and get that. So we'll have to come back for all this gold. But what we're looking for is the sanctuary. But we don't know where it is, because we can only see 3 squares at a time. There's a werebear, and I'm gonna run away from the werebear. Now, as you walk around the dungeon, you slowly heal, but if we find the temple and stand on it, you heal at double the speed. Now, you may hear that growling noise in the background. I'm not exactly sure the technical part behind that, but I believe that's done in BASIC, and when the game is growling, you can't move. The entire game is locked up. So, you know, kudos to them for putting in some atmosphere. However, it comes at a price. That price is that it stops the game. It's kind of annoying, and the longer you play, the more annoying it becomes. Now you could get, you'll find magic boxes throughout the game, and in the magic boxes, it's a 50-50 shot. You'll either find something good that you can use, like there's a magic box there on the left, or it could be a trap. So let's get on top of here, and it was teleport, which is not terrible. Sometimes when you teleport, you lose your map, and when you lose the map, then the entire screen blanks out, and you have to start all over again. Very annoying, especially in a game where it feels like you're constantly walking through molasses. I mean, it's a fun game, don't get me wrong, but it just moves so slowly. You feel like you're pressing harder and harder on the controller. So there's no sense. Okay, oh, here we go. The sanctuary. There we go. With this little cross here. So let's go stand on the cross. We traded in our gold, and we got our experience. Now, let's see what this is. Enchanted weapon, +1 something. All the things like that are cumulative, so as you find more and more enchanted weapons, that just adds to your single weapon that you have. Experience starts off, I believe you need 200 experience for the first level. And then you need 400 for the next level, and then you need 800 for the next level. So it gets harder and harder to advance as you go through the game. We haven't even talked about the goal of the game, which is to obtain the Sword of Fargoal. The Sword of Fargoal is somewhere between the 15th and the 20th levels. And so once you find the sword, your next goal is to make it back out of the dungeon. So you have to reverse and go 15 to 20 levels back up. Alright, so we're going to grab these. Now normally I would go all the way back over to the sanctuary and turn them in, but for the sake of time I'll just hang on to them for a minute. Alright, sometimes you'll see these little descriptions that'll say like a week so-and-so, or it has these little descriptions, and kind of fun. Okay, so we're going to go down the stairs. You can see my experience. My level is 2. I have 20. Maximum hit points is 20. Whenever you level up, it doesn't raise your hit points, so you have to go heal to get up to your maximum hit points. Battle skill, I don't really know. I mean, obviously the higher the number the better, but there's nothing in the instructions that tells you. Now this is one thing you want to look at. I have a teleport spell and nothing else here. I have my +1, but I have no healing. Magic sacks are useful because every magic sack that you obtain, you can carry an additional 100 gold pieces. So that's longer and longer that you can walk around with gold before you find the sanctuary. So again, here's some more gold. Notice as you go up in levels, the further you go in the game, the more and more gold you find. So if you don't have a magic sack, which sounds dirtier than I mean it to, but if you do, don't send me a picture of it. But if you don't have one, you will find yourself running back and forth to the sanctuary. By the way, I'm not going anywhere particular right now. I'm just randomly kind of wandering around. Every square of the dungeon could hold the stairs, or gold, or the sanctuary, or something you need, and on later levels the Sword of Fargoal itself. So you have to basically cover every square inch of every dungeon on every level. Okay, so now I'm already at the point where I can't carry more gold. There's a trap, or also because your line of sight, your viewing area is so small, it's very easy, like right there, to you know, accidentally run into an opponent, or you know, even sometimes you'll see traps, but because you're holding the joystick so much, you know, you'll just run right into the trap. You don't have enough time to stop, basically. So this is kind of the game. The further you go, oh, okay, so I fell into a pit there and I took some damage. So really, if I were playing like I was trying to get high score or something, I would really want to go walk around and heal up before you know, I took on any more monsters. We know that my maximum hit points right now are 20, so that would be something good to do. Okay, see where it said a weak werebear? Usually anytime it says that there's weak or something like that, you can usually beat those guys with the first one hit. Okay, there's a teleport spell. All the spells are cast by hitting the first level, or the first letter, excuse me, of the spell. Okay, so now that I know where the sanctuary is, I could go grab this gold and then go heal up. Some double time on the sanctuary. Now, the instructions say, while you're on the sanctuary, that monsters won't see you and will leave you alone. I haven't found that that's the case. In fact, I was cheating. I wasn't cheating. I was using the advantages that emulation gives us over traditional hardware, and I was using the warp feature in WinVice to speed up the game. And I was on this sanctuary and put it in warp mode where I could heal quickly instead of just sitting here like I'm doing right now. And as that was going on, a monster showed up, walked over, and killed me before I had a chance to even react. So, yeah, the sanctuary is advertised as a safe place, but nothing is sure in the dungeons of Fargoal. That's why I don't do voiceover work. There are a few spells in the game that the game will cast. It won't automatically cast them, but it will automatically choose them. And a couple are teleport. There's a 2 or 3 that it casts, and you have to press your button basically to cast them. So, for example, there's a like a light fall thing, or maybe it's, I don't know which one it is, but the game will automatically cast it whenever you fall if you hit a trap, but you have to hit your button still. It doesn't do it automatically. You have to press the button, but it automatically selects. I know that sounds confusing, but when in doubt, just press the button repeatedly. Now I'm level 4. I don't know what my max hit points, and I will show you this trick while I'm on here. If I just hit Alt W in WinVice, you'll see the game running super fast. This is about 1000% of its original speed, and then we'll turn that off and go back to normal speed. The reason that I don't play the game in a warp type mode is it's just uncontrollable. Now there's some bad guys up there, as you can see above me, gathering around some of the stairs. Now the number of stairs, though, I mean, all these stairs that go down are all going to go down. It doesn't matter which ones I take. So you know, now this is one of those things. I just fell through the pit. Could have went all the way around, but I was really too lazy to do it. And so now it's generating the next level for us. And anyway, so let's see, I'm on level, what, 2, 3, something like that. So somewhere between level 15 and 20 is where the Sword of Fargoal actually is. You grab the sword, and then you have to go backwards, basically, and repeat in reverse to go through all the levels to get out. And again, each level is always randomly generated. So, and it'll be dark just like this. So you'll have to find stairs and go up and up and up. And there's a time limit. I believe it's 2,000 moves, something like that. It's a little over 30 minutes. So, but the other thing is, once you have the sword, monsters know where you're at, and so you'll just get constantly pummeled by monsters. Oh. That almost killed me. Again, the combat in this game is, it's like a lot of rogue type games where you don't control anything. Like right there, it just said my hits were -4, and my game is over. Welcome to Sword of Fargoal. And so now you'll see this the slow wipe reveal of the level I was on. I'm going to set the controller down over here. And that was Sword of Fargoal. So death comes swift and quickly in this game. I read a interview with the guy that wrote the game, and he said he's only been able to beat the game twice. And that's in, the past 30 plus years. I guess this came out early 80s. So, he's done it twice. So if you think you can do it, then fire up an emulator and give it a shot. So if you want to hear more about this game, more details, more research, all that stuff, then go check out the podcast, which you can find at spritecastle.com. You can also find it over at throwbacknetwork.net, which is your home for quality retro podcasts. Thanks for checking out this first video supplement for Sprite Castle, and hopefully it will lead to many more to come. Thanks.